Imagine working your whole life to create something that could change history. Imagine holding in your hands a machine that could capture time itself, an invention so groundbreaking that it would make you famous, immortal. Now imagine that, just days before you reveal it to the world, you disappear, without a trace. No goodbye. No body. No answers. This is the haunting true story of Louis Le Prince, the man who invented film and then vanished forever. Louis Le Prince wasn't just an inventor, he was a dreamer. Born in 1841 in France, he had always been fascinated by art, photography, and mechanics. He studied chemistry and painting, two skills that, unknowingly, would shape the future of cinema. He traveled to England, where he married Lizzie Whitley, an artist who shared his passion for innovation. Together, they dreamed of something bigger than photography, a way to make images move, to capture life itself. It was a time of great invention. Edison had the phonograph. Bell had the telephone. And Le Prince? He was working on something no one had ever seen before, a machine that could record the world in motion. By 1888, after years of tireless experimentation, Louis Le Prince had done it. In the garden of his in-laws' home in Leeds, England, he set up his camera, a strange, boxy device unlike anything before it. With a crank, he turned the reel, and for the first time in history, motion was captured on film. The footage, just 2.11 seconds long, showed his family walking in circles, smiling, laughing, alive in a way that photographs never could be. It was the first true motion picture ever recorded. And it was years ahead of Edison's and the Lumiere brothers' inventions. Le Prince knew he was on the brink of greatness. He was preparing for a big public demonstration in London and then in New York. The world was about to witness the birth of film. But then, something unthinkable happened. It was September 16, 1890. Louis Le Prince had been visiting his family in Dijon, France. His brother Albert had invited him to stay for a few days before his big trip. They spent time together, catching up, talking about the future. Then, it was time to leave. Le Prince boarded a train to Paris, where he planned to continue his journey to London for his historic demonstration. His bags were packed. His camera was safe. He had everything he needed. But when the train arrived in Paris, Le Prince was gone. No one saw him leave the train. No passengers reported anything unusual. His luggage was never found. His camera? Gone. It was as if he had simply vanished into thin air. His wife, Lizzie, was frantic. His children were devastated. The authorities searched, but there were no clues, no signs of a struggle, no ransom demands, no witnesses. Just a man who had stepped onto a train and never stepped off. Le Prince's disappearance remains one of the greatest mysteries in film history. Over the years, many theories have emerged, each more chilling than the last. Was he murdered by Thomas Edison? 2 years after Le Prince vanished, Thomas Edison unveiled his own motion picture technology. He even went to court claiming to be the sole inventor of motion pictures. But Le Prince had proof that he had created the first film years earlier. His family believed that Edison had him eliminated, silencing a competitor before he could make history. It wouldn't be the first time Edison was accused of dirty tactics to protect his empire. The last person to see Le Prince alive was his brother, Albert. Some believe a family dispute may have led to his murder, though there was no evidence to support this claim. Could Albert have played a role in his disappearance? Or was he simply the last witness to a mystery that would never be solved? Some have suggested that Le Prince took his own life. Maybe he was overwhelmed, maybe he was struggling. But those who knew him refused to believe it. He was on the verge of success, days away from introducing his invention to the world. He had no reason to disappear. For over a century, Le Prince's fate remained unknown. But then, in 2003, a researcher made a startling discovery. Buried deep in the Paris police archives, there was an old photograph, a mugshot of a drowned man found in the Seine River in 1890. The man bore a striking resemblance to Le Prince. Was this finally the answer? Had he fallen into the river? Was he pushed? Had he been killed and his body discarded? Even with this discovery, there were still more questions than answer. Without Prince, his invention was forgotten. Edison took credit for motion pictures. The Lumiere brothers became the fathers of cinema, and the true inventor of film became a footnote in history. For years, Lizzie and their son, Adolphe, fought to prove that Louis had come first. But without him there to claim his place, they lost the battle. Adolphe, devastated, died years later in a tragic shooting accident. Some even believe he too was silenced. But time has a way of revealing the truth. Today, historians acknowledge Louis Le Prince as the true father of cinema. His Roundhay Garden scene still exists, a flickering memory, proving that he was there before anyone else. In 2015, the city of Leeds honored him with a plaque, finally recognizing his contribution to film. But his fate remains unknown.